Hey there everybody, it's me, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes and make a quick video. After doing a little bit of research, I kind of came across some things, and yeah, this whole Syria situation, never really got to sit down and make my actual video on what I felt about it. But as it turns out, you can go look it up. Assad has an interview out there that he's done saying that this whole thing is a hoax, it's all set up, it's all manufactured, it's all from foreign influence. And one of the bigger things that I wanted to point out in my opinion on the Syrian situation is the fact that I really think that this whole thing is a setup. I don't think it has anything to do with Assad gassing his own people. Assad from the very beginning has been nothing but cooperative, and you can see it if you just lay out the facts. The facts as reported by BBC and CNN and local websites. If you go to other interviews, you can go look up Nicholson 1968 stuff. You can look up Richie from Boston stuff. They both have already videos out there that I haven't had a chance to watch that point out the fact that we're not getting the whole story. And we're not even getting the full story about what's going on in cities over there and who's doing what. So it's being completely misreported on purpose to get our sympathy behind us going over there and putting boots on the ground. Right now, Trump's saying that he's not going to put boots on the ground, but I don't personally believe it. Remember, guys, I'm currently in the military, and I know some stuff that I can't even divulge because they probably come after me and be really unhappy that I'm sharing their secrets, if you will, and not really secrets to the fact that, you know, that I know things that I shouldn't know or have a top secret security clearance, which I do. But at the same token, like, they don't like us giving out troop movements, deployments, things of that nature. And I know of some things like that that are going on. There's a big unit deploying next month, and there's rumor that my unit's actually going to be deploying later on this year. So keeping tabs on that. So not really sure what's going on with that yet, but we do have like road to war missions and stuff like that going on. So whether it's here or there, or whether we are or aren't, doesn't matter. And that's about as specific as I can be with anything, but just know the fact that there are some things going on that you may not know about. And I personally think that we'll be in Syria by the end of the year. It's the same way we were as in Iraq. And I don't know who we're going to be fighting, to be honest with you, and I don't know if anybody knows who we'd be fighting. I feel like we'd be fighting alongside the Syrian rebel groups, which are terrorists, but I don't really have any idea, so be praying for that, I don't know, maybe I'll get kicked out of the army or something before that happens, because I don't want to go murder innocent people, but that's neither here nor there either. The fact of the matter is there's more going on in Syria than what meets the eye, and my personal thought is the powers that be behind the scenes, whatever you want to call them, who are the puppet holders, the puppet masters, those guys, they have a plan in Syria, and they did in Iraq, and they did in other countries in that area, in Lebanon, and probably even Israel, clear back in 1960s. But they know who they want in power, and Assad's not playing their game, so they want to get rid of him. He's not going to be controlled by the puppet masters, so they can't control him. They can't set up their one world government. They can't set up their new Babylon over there until they get rid of him. So we all know that Trump's connected to this stuff. We all know that Hillary was connected to this stuff. We all know that these people all are related to each other, and it's just a giant conspiracy at this point. And it's not even a conspiracy. I mean, it's legitimate fact. You can go look this crap up for yourself. And I just want to point out the fact that I kind of want to make a couple predictions for the weekend. Like, not prophetic or anything like word from the Lord type deal, but I kind of have a feeling we're going to see another attack somewhere worldwide that's going to involve children on Sunday, on Easter, because it's a pagan holiday. It's the worship of Ishtar or Easter or whatever you want to call her. She's a pagan goddess. It's the worship of her, and they're going to have to do some satanic cultic sacrifice or something on Sunday, and I'm sure it's going to involve children because, wouldn't you know, that's what they used to do. They used to sacrifice their children to this thing, and, you know, goes to figure that they'll probably do it again. So what goes around comes around for these guys. They're all corrupt, they're all wicked, and they all have their own agenda and things that they want to do. So they follow these cultic rituals. So I have a feeling that somewhere we're going to see some type of a mass sacrifice that's going to involve children on Sunday. I think that's going to be a big thing that's going to happen, and who knows? It's probably going to be another gas attack so that they can do more to Assad. I really feel like that's their big target right now. They want us to be in Syria, and I mean, just go and watch any of the interviews by Putin, by Russia, and I mean, sure, you can call me an anti-patriot if you want to. I don't really care. I serve God's kingdom, so I don't really care. Yahuwah is my savior, and that's who I follow. You know, so that's my God. I don't really care if I follow a different set of rules now, and I mean, now that I've started to come out of Babylon and started to look at things a little bit differently, I can kind of see the game. I can see the whole situation going on here. Another thing I want you guys to go look up is this whole black hole sun deal. Like, if you haven't looked at that, go to Richie from Boston's channel and check out his new videos on the sun and see what's going on there. What I really think's going on is our sun is dying, and it's dying rapidly. I mean, if we start to look at this, like, we could be, if we aren't already in the beginning of the tribulation, we could be in the tribulation within the next probably year or so. I think we're going to see a lot of huge prophetic events come true from Deuteronomy, from Daniel, from Ezekiel. I think we're going to see some huge prophetic prophecies start coming true as far as these wars go. I think we're going to start seeing those happen really rapidly. I think Israel's going to get pushed out of Israel really rapidly, and I mean, I just think it's going to happen really rapidly. But anyways, back to what I was saying about the black hole sun thing. I really feel that what they're doing is they're amplifying the sun on purpose because of the fact that it's dying. I mean, in Revelation, it talks about the sun is going to lose a third of its light during the tribulation. It's going to be a pretty noticeable thing. Well, they want to, I mean, if you notice, the sun's changed colors in the past few years. Yeah, it's changed colors. It's getting to where it's not a bright yellow anymore. It's more of a pale white. Okay, it's losing its strength, and they're trying to amplify it because they don't have any other way to hide the fact that it's losing its strength. And we're told that that's going to happen anyways. Where the sun loses a third of its light, a third of the stars fall from heaven. Wonder when we're going to see that happen. I mean, I'm just saying, like, this stuff is going to happen, and it's going to look really, really odd from their perspective. So they're trying to cover this stuff up. They're trying to cloud terraform so that we can't see the stars, so that we can't see the sun, so that these signs aren't so obvious. And if you want to believe the book of Enoch is correct, the moon is what gives the sun its light, right? According to Enoch, the moon is what feeds the sun. It's from what I can gather of reading Enoch. What color do you think the moon's going to turn if it's feeding the sun less and less and less? I'm willing to bet it's going to start taking on a reddish tint. The sun is darkening, the moon turning to blood. Just a prediction. Don't know if it'll happen anytime soon, but that's kind of what I figure is going to happen. As the sun starts to wind down and starts to blacken, if you will. And these things that we see, these holographic projections and everything in front of the sun, I really think that's got more to do with them trying to amplify the light and to make it seem like the sun is as bright and as hot as it's always been. I really feel like that's their point in doing it all, and they're terraforming so that we don't see these big celestial events that are going to happen. As most of you know, I do believe in flat Earth, and I really believe that they believe in flat Earth, because a lot of the stuff they're doing doesn't make any sense if it's not. And I'll do another video on that. It's not really important right now. But it's almost the Sabbath. I'm getting ready to just enjoy my Sabbath day with my family and hang out. And we're going to have really good venison stew. Enjoying our Feast of Unleavened Bread. It's been New Year for us. We've never done this before, so it's kind of odd for us. We're finding out that there's leaven in freaking everything. And it's really hard to come up with a meal plan when you haven't been planning it. But it kind of caught us with our pants down this year. And the fact that we really weren't prepared for it. So we really had no clue what we were supposed to do. But we're really kind of just figuring it out on our own, reading through the scriptures and trying to figure out what is the best approach to doing it all. So happy Feast of Unleavened Bread to all of you who follow Yahuwah. And I look forward to celebrating more of these feasts. And the fact that, we did all this stuff right at the beginning of Passover, It's one of Yahuwah's Moedim, so I figure there's going to be something big that happens, and Satan's going to do something big on Resurrection Day, which would be tomorrow by sundown. So I feel like there's going to be something big that happens there too. Don't know what it is yet, but I feel like it's going to happen. So we'll see what happens. I feel like the big ritual sacrifice thing that's going to happen on Sunday is going to be a big deal. Probably early morning, if I had to take a guess. At sunrise is when it'll happen. Somewhere sunrise, whether it's here or there or whatever. I think we'll see that happen on Easter this year, because they got to sacrifice to their goddess. So we'll see that happen. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Hang in there, stay safe, and continue to follow the laws that Yahuwah set out for us. And Yeshua bless you all. See ya.